Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome to Don's Modeling Desk and my build series on the AMT 1420 USS Defiant. Um, I apologize if you can hear the air conditioner in the background, but it's hot. So this is going to be a little different than most of my build series is simply because I've already got a lot done and this is the first video. But the reason for that is because I bought the green strawberry fruit pack for the Defiant, and I've never really worked with resin parts before. So I was just gonna kick back, relax, enjoy the build, and not do a build series on this, and just learn how to deal with resin parts. But the thing is, this green strawberry fruit pack, these resin parts and the photo etch parts are so just amazingly detailed that I just felt that I needed to do at least a short build series on it and let everybody see just the insane detail that these parts add to the model. So let me get this out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is the bottom of the kit, and here is the amount of photo etch that goes on just on the bottom of the hull. I mean, it's insane. Look at the detail on those. I mean, the molded in part just had a few little raised ribs on here, and that was it. Like 5 or 6 little raised ribs, and that was it. But look how much more detailed those photo etch parts are. And these windows, what was molded in was just little like square notches that went in at like a 45-degree angle, and that was supposed to be the windows. It's not even close. But you get these nice little photo etch areas to cover over with the windows the correct size and in the correct place, and it just looks so much better than what the kit parts gave. And look at these blaster cannons. It's a little resin part, replaces the kit ones. I can show you that. The kit parts, let me get it out of the box over here. Where are, here they are. These are the kit parts. That's what you get, you know, straight with the kit. And then those are the green strawberry parts. Look at the detail on those. And that's just a little phaser cannon. It's insane. Also, there's these two little landing bays right here, one on each side, and they have these little photo etch bits that slide in and out. And I'll show you on the bottom here. See how those protrude out? There's a little landing thing that goes on that. I'm not going to glue it on until after I paint, but I can show it to you here somewhere. If I can pick it up. Here you go. That little landing pad sits right on top of these two little photo etch rails. You can have it slid all the way in or sticking out, but it's just the detail in there is just insane. I don't know if I can zoom in on that and let you see it or not. There we go. Look inside there. That's crazy. I've got to do some touching up on that photo etch where I've messed it up, but just look at the detail, and it's just a little add-on, little shuttle landing spot there. That's crazy. While I got it close up, you can look at that cannon. That's just insane detail on that little cannon. Also, let me get my flashlight so I can show you this. To shine the light through here. But look, inside this shuttle bay. Is that not just insane? The detail that's in there. I mean, look at the little cages around the ladders. If I can get it to focus. There we go. Zoom in a little more. There we go. Look at the little cage around the ladder. You get the little computer screens. I mean, there's just all kinds of crazy detail inside there. And I know, like Ian said, it's under the bottom of the ship. It'll be hard to see, but I just wanted to do it because I'm hitting my monitor here. I'm having a hard time holding it in the screen, but look at that little ladder cage and then the ladder that goes up from it. I mean, that's just insane detail. All in that little bitty shuttle bay. All of that is inside this little lump here. That you paint, assemble, and then it glues right in there. You have to cut the hole out in the bottom of the ship, and then it just mounts right in there. And I just put a really thin piece of sheet styrene over it, so that when the interior light shines through it, you get a nice diffuse light coming through that white panel on the roof. And then there's a bulb sticking through there that hangs down far enough the light shines past that little ledge there and illuminates the bottom half of the shuttle bay. But it's just, the detail is insane on this thing, on these green strawberry parts. Let me get the top half and I'll show you what I've got done on it. This is the busy half. I've got my extra lights in here. But look at this. Look at those photo etch parts. These right here are resin parts that you cut out the styrene part that's there, molded in there, and glue those in, and the detail is just 10 times better than what was originally there. And then you get these, the little light up chiller grills. They're not really grills on the Defiant, the little light up chiller circles, I guess. But they're blue tinted resin. You cut those little parts out and glue those tinted resin parts in there, and your chiller circles will light up blue. And then back here, you cut these pieces out, glue there's a little resin part that this red resin sets in, and then you glue that up into the hole there, and you get the nice little red basards or whatever those are. But there's some resin parts these glue on top. and then some photo etch, and then there's some more photo etch to connect these over to the edge, but I didn't want to put those on yet till I get some painting done, because I need to mask all this off and paint, and then I'll put the rest of it on. But and this little bridge detail here, that is way more detailed. The kit part was just flat. It was, you just had this little raised circle here with this semicircle recessed, and the rest of it was just flat. There was no detail at all. But that just looks so much better than what it was before. And I've drilled out and put fiber optics in the strobe lights, the one on the front and the two on the back, and I'll trim those flush after painting. And I put fiber optics in the cannons, and I got the interior lighting. I got my light box built for one of the Bassards and got the lights in it, and I've got both of the backs of the nacelles done. This is 3 resin pieces, solid resin here, solid resin here, and then there's a blue tinted resin piece in the middle here that you just kind of sandwich in between these 2 pieces and glue them together. And then I wrapped a string of blue LED tape around it so that when you light up the tape, the light glows out through that and lights up the interior here, and you can actually see down inside there and see little details and stuff in there while it's lit up blue. It's just insane. And then you've got the little nozzles for the impulse engines. Those were resin. I put those in, put an SMD in there for each one of those. Let me hook this up to some power and sit the bottom on it loosely, and I'll show you roughly how it's going to look when it's lit up. So let me get this hooked up. I'll tell you what, let me pause. I'll get it hooked up and get the bottom sat on it, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and as you can see, I've got power hooked up to the lights, but I can't close the hull all the way because my power wires are coming out the side, but you can get an idea of what it's going to look like. Those little windows through the photo etch are just absolutely perfectly round. I love it. And you can see the lights flickering through them there. I'll get some resin in those windows after I paint, and you won't be able to see that anymore. So, but let me zoom in a little bit here. Where's my remote? Where's the button? Oh, wrong way. Here we go. And you can see inside that shuttle bay. Camera's kind of blowing it out some, but you get the idea. You can see the windows up there. I mean, it just lights up. It's so nice. And I don't even have that center bulb hooked up yet. That's just from the light shining through the piece of styrene plastic. And these little shuttle bays on the side, they're kind of blown out right now, but you can see how the light from the interior lights up the inside of those little shuttle bays. They look so sweet. And there'll be a lot less light. Dadgummit. There'll be a lot less light coming through those 3 back windows, because I'm going to put a piece of white styrene behind those two to to knock that down some. I just haven't done it yet. And then the Bassard that I have lit, that's the one I have lit. I think that turned out really good. It's just a perfect red glow. No hot spots, nothing. I love that translucent resin. The colored resin, that stuff is amazing. But oh, and the phaser cannon, I've got the fiber optics in those lit, and you can see that right there. I'll trim that off once I get it painted, and those will be hooked up to an Arduino. Hopefully I'll be able to get my DF player working and get some sound too, not just the lights. And then back here in the back we have the impulse engine, and that's just a piece of white styrene with a red SMD behind it. But I think that looks pretty nice. And then those warp nacelles, and you see how you get the see, that's the piece of blue resin in there with the light shining into it. But when you look at it like this, it's just the whole interior of the nacelle glowing, and you can see little details in there, little objects and stuff that are like attached to the walls and stuff inside there. It just looks so freaking cool. And this side is the same way. You just got, you can see the back wall all around the sides. There's stuff in there. It's just, it's insane. And then on the top, we've got these. That's the little Bassards or whatever they are. They're on the back of the Defiant. And that's lit up with a little piece of red LED tape under each one. And I think those look really good too. The camera's making it look kind of orange for some reason, but it's red. And then there is the chiller circles, chiller grills, whatever you want to call them, right there. Of course, some of that's going to get masked off and painted, so you'll have a little circle there that's not lit. And then there's the two rear navs with the fiber optic. And there's the front one, the strobes rather, not navs. I've still got to add the navs to the side of the nacelles. But that's pretty much what I've got done so far. As you can see, there's still a little light leakage that I need to take care of. Nothing, serious, but. And from what I've seen of other people that have built this thing, there will be some serious gaps when it comes to mating the two halves of the hull together, particularly right here at the front of the nacelles. Everybody that I've seen build it has had some serious gaps right in there. I've test fitted mine and it doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look great either. Let me get this unhooked and I'll hook up the part with the deflector dish in it and show that to you. So I'll be right back again. All right, guys, I'm back again. This is the deflector. It's the bottom half of the nose section. I haven't attached it on yet, but this is what the deflector will look like. Unfortunately, it's blowing out terribly. I even turned on part of my lights and it's still blowing out terribly. Let me try turning this one on. Now, it's just going to blow out. There's a texture in there that you can't really see with it lit up. Turn the rest of the lights on, and I'll turn the power off. There. Now you can see the texture. Some little bits of plastic in there I need to clean out. I'll get that. But you can see the texture of that green strawberry molded part. It's incredible. And you can see how I lit it. It's just a piece of blue LED tape right in behind the deflector there. But that's all I've got done so far. I'm going to continue working on it during the week and on the Friday night stream, and I'll get the next part out maybe next week. I still need to add, let me zoom out, LEDs behind those two holes. Those will be the two spotlights to shine out the front onto the bottom of the nose section. And I forgot to show you that earlier. Look at the detail on that little photo etch part. And then there were other photo etch parts that went on top of that photo etch. But that's just insane detail. But I got to add those. I got to get the other Bassard lit. And I got to get the strobes on the bottom of here. There'll be a strobe here. Well, you can't see it. There'll be a strobe here and a strobe here and a strobe on the bottom of this nose piece. Somewhere around right here. I think that's it right there. I got to get those done. And then I got to get my Arduino programmed and try and get the DF player to work. I've never tried to program a DF player before, but we'll see how it goes, and hopefully we can get some sound in this model and not just lights. But anyway, that's it. That's all I've got done on the Defiant so far. I wish I had started doing this from the beginning, because again, these green strawberry resin parts are just blowing my mind with the amount of detail that they have. And the green strawberry photo etch is like maybe half the thickness, or maybe even less than half the thickness of the Pyrographics photo etch that I've worked with before. And I thought that would make it harder to work with, being so thin and so flexible. But to be honest, I think it actually made it easier to work with, because in places where you needed curves, like these pieces that curve around the end of the nacelles right here, you just lay it on there, press it down, and it fits the curve. It stays that way. It's not like the Pyrographics where it wants to spring back out. It just kind of takes the curve, no problem. But as I said, that's all I have done so far. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for stopping by and checking out what I'm working on, and I'll try to get the next part out as soon as I can, probably next week sometime. But thanks for stopping by Don's Modeling Desk, and we'll see you again in about a week with a great little ship. That's it. Y'all have a good one.